Hey everybody, quick intro for this video. It is a preview and a free lesson from my course, Podcast Liftoff Launch, which is the first of a suite of courses I'm releasing on how to launch and promote and make money with your podcast. Podcast Liftoff Launch will show you everything you need to do from planning to publishing to get your podcast off the ground. So if you like this video, head on over to podcastliftoff.com and enroll in the course. I hope to see you there. Now that you are ready to record, you have your gear, you've thought about editing, it's time to think about your podcast artwork. Your artwork is what's going to draw people in and catch their attention as they're scrolling through directories like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So much like a book cover, you want this to stand out and grab people's attention. Here are some tips on how to create artwork that stands out in Apple Podcasts. First of all, you want it to be eye-catching and legible. You want people who are scrolling by quickly, looking at a sea of thumbnails, to focus on yours. So for that reason, you should prioritize your title. Looking or hearkening back to the choosing your name episode, you want a title that communicates clearly your podcast's mission or your topic. The Joe Casabona Show, people aren't going to really care about that because most people don't know who Joe Casabona is, and Joe Casabona does too much, so we don't know what the podcast is going to be about. But the building a great website podcast, well, people know exactly what they're going to get with that. So make sure to prioritize your title in the artwork. You also don't want it to look too busy, so use a clean font and try to limit the number of colors. You don't want it to be cluttered, because again, people are scrolling through a sea of thumbnails. They're probably doing it quickly. Just like the billboards that you remember are the ones that are clean and focused, the ones that you can glance at quickly as you drive by them are the ones that are going to stand out to you. And finally, use your face. Faces, especially smiling ones, establish trust. So I've done a complete 180 on this. I used to say never use your face. Nobody cares about your face. But the truth is, after looking at popular podcast artwork and YouTube thumbnails, all of the high performing videos, all the thumbnails that catch people's attention have faces in them. So they also help establish trust. You want to see who's talking to you, and using a face in your podcast artwork will help with that, especially if you're smiling. And just to drive that point home, let's look at the top 24 podcasts in Apple Podcasts business directory. You can see a lot of faces here. Planet Money is using George Washington's face. The Dave Ramsey Show, which you would say that that's not a great name, but people know who Dave Ramsey and Tim Ferriss are. But you see their faces. The Bigger Pockets Real Estate Podcast, there are 3 faces there. And again, that's a great name, right? Because it's a real estate podcast. Bigger Pockets means I'm going to make more money, and now I see people's faces. I'm going to trust them. The Real AF Podcast, right? That's going to grab attention. So all of these business podcasts, Women and Money with Susie Orman there smiling. People know who Susie Orman is, but the podcast, Susie Orman's Women and Money, that is a very clear title. And you see her face, you're going to establish trust. It's going to grab your attention. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to give you a few tips on creating artwork. In the next video, we're going to talk about dimensions, and then we're going to build or create a piece of artwork using Canva. But for now, I want you to start thinking about what you want your artwork to look like. Grab a pencil and paper and just start sketching out some ideas so that when you're ready to use whatever photo editing software you want to use, you have a rough idea of what your artwork's going to look like. And scroll through Apple Podcasts, their top charts for whatever category your podcast is going to be in, to get ideas, not to copy. Remember, you want yours to stand out. So it looking like everybody else's isn't going to help that. But get ideas for what seems to be working in your category. Post your ideas in the comments down below or in the Student Center over on Facebook, and we'll see you in the next video.